Awesome. Alan, I really appreciate you coming for the last couple of days. It's been wonderful. You and I met through Real Success. One of the things I've been fascinated by, you've had a very distinguished career yourself as a CEO of one of the big companies. And then once you retired, you started looking into investments and you went and studied investment, you've done a whole lot of courses. Just talk to us a little bit about that journey.
Well, Scott, the problem is when you do working, and obviously I had quite a bit of money to invest. It was invested, but I knew zero about it, and I promise you nothing. Because today investing, you go to various companies and that you don't know what's going on. So I realized that, so I went to ECT, I joined Real Success, I joined a couple of others, and I started to realize I just can't, I don't know anything. So hence I got stuck into, and then retiring I had nothing to do because being an ex-CEO like under GCM, I mean I worked 15 hours a day and then I've got nothing to do. Well, that took up the space. So I really enjoyed it and learning and asking and visiting, and I've helped a lot of people because I just believe it's a hell of a market to invest. So that's the journey why I did it.
Yeah. And tell me, I mean, I know you've got a bit of a disdain for the industry as it is at the moment. What is your frustration?
Well, I think the frustration is that people, I don't know, I'll get into trouble for it. I don't think they know themselves. I don't think, let me try and put it, I go to a lot of webinars and about investments because I like to keep up that sort of you just get the company results and what's going on with that and why is the share price. But if you really go into learning about investments like I got in charge of you with Real Success, you start understanding how bad your investment is doing. So I just don't believe the market people are properly trained. I think that to sum it up in blunt, not properly trained.
And if you take, I mean, you've said it a couple of times, what we're trying to do with our collaboration with, Calio and our mastermind, you've said a couple of times it's different. What is different from what else you've experienced?
I think like meeting here, I mean, this is the first time I think I mentioned today in the course that I've spent 3 days at an investment course. Now, that just doesn't happen. You know, if you go to somebody, they'll sit with you for 2 hours, give you a portfolio, you don't know what the hell you're doing. So by coming to you, going on to Real Success, you start to understand how to trade, when to sell, which I haven't done because it's a big thing to do that. But like coming to you and I'm learning about my investments, my pensions, it's safe, when's it going to run out, and you've got all these different things that go on. Otherwise you just go there and offer you into the company, the shares there, and then they'll tell you when I go back, oh well it's 3-5 years. So there's an excuse always when it doesn't get done. I think it's got to be an open thing. You can't, if the market's going to collapse, and get out of it, or you stay in it and just be truthful about it. And that's what I've found hard to do.
Okay, and my last question.
I don't know if it makes sense to you.
No, it makes perfect sense to me. And my last question, which I think is really important, is that you've said to me multiple times, not often do you get to spend the time and meet people and get the knowledge, etc. What's it been like for you meeting the partners? So you've met with Calio face to face, you and I have now met face to face. What's it been like for you, the partnerships?
Well, it's the first partnership. I mean, obviously in fact I'm going to London next week because I've been invited there for it. So you don't really get involved in them. It's the first time really that I've got involved with the partnership. I mean, you go to the office, you see somebody, this is different. I'm getting involved, I can ask questions, I can say I'm not happy, tell me this. And you can learn a lot over 3 days. And because remember, you've got 40 people in that room too, also asking and meeting. And so you start to get a different feel about the market, what it is. And I think that's what it's all about. Because people do not understand it's their money, you will run out of money, and no one does anything. I mean, I spoke to a colleague today, he's asking what am I doing where I work. I said, you should have been here. No, he knows or whatever, but you've said it a dozen times. And I'm also have to learn a bit about it. We say we come on it, we do, you said us to do this, but we don't do it. And so you've got to change as well. I mean, look at the stuff I picked up today. I mean, I didn't know. What is that in any?
The Enneagram.
Enneagram.
Yeah.
I mean, where does that come out? I mean, I said to me, why am I learning about Enneagram? Is it related to investments? Or then it put together, I understood why you do it. So I never heard of that one. I'm about to retire for the second time.
Well, listen, Alan, it's been a wonderful journey, and I deeply appreciate the insights you've given us. And certainly for me, for someone that has spent so much time both in business but also now trying to understand the investment market, I've loved your reflections on what's working, what's not working, and thank you very much for that.
I think I've always been trained in business to be honest. I mean, I had a hell of a run in with Motus and Imperial and whatever. And I believe if something's wrong, you must be able to speak to your partner. Because you, my partner, and you must pick up. You can't do it. You can't teach. I can't teach you how to invest or anything. But I can pick up where the problems are for you out of the market, which you're not doing.
Yeah.
And fortunately, you're susceptible to change. You do things, I speak to you and you say, yeah, this is right, but then you change stuff. You know what I've been on. So it's been a nice journey.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you.